Stellar Blade petitions fails as Twitter furious over Eevee. This saga will never end, and I loving it. Let's get it.
Okay, so it seems like Stellar Blade has been annoying even more people, and well, it seems like it's continuing on this whole entire drama, especially with certain people in the space that have been very vocally against Stellar Blade. But obviously, we just need a quick reminder as to exactly where Stellar Blade is at the moment. And well, if you take a look, verified signatures at 5,548. So
5K,
again, obviously
let's go.
doing way better. If you guys want to know what happened to the other petition, well, it's on 89 signatures. So again, it's not even worth pulling up because I'm pretty sure it hasn't gotten any more signatures from the last time that I covered it. So that really shows, goes to show how much people want Stellar Blade to leave the original design and obviously keep Eevee, who was revealed in the Stellar Blade Blood Rain trailer.
Yeah, and let's keep it that way. That, like, the way that his character designers, the authors, and the game directors would have intended the original character design of Eevee, not some run-of-the-mill fool on the internet says otherwise, that her character design is offensive or it's too sexualized and all those nitty-gritty things. It's just, it's like, just let them be, man. Like, this is why we don't pander to tourists.
Which has been causing so much controversy. And well, one post obviously has come out recently from George once again, who we have covered quite a lot on this channel before, for essentially the reason of, he's kind of switched up his views, I guess, in terms of like censorship and all of this kind of stuff, all because he doesn't like the character of Eevee, which I think is pretty crazy. And obviously, yeah, this is what they say. They're saying the censorious crowd, led by J Viper, V, Sir D, and Smash JT, went nuts the moment I criticized Eevee's design. Yes, it's an androgynous, childlike character. So the question that I have for all of those rage bait merchants is, are you really here for the games or just the goon bait? So yeah, obviously asking a question.
Nah, like this guy over here, man. Like he's playing the oblivious one. Oh my gosh, man. Oh no, like the first tweet that he made, like, got a little bit of a crowd going. Everyone like caught up with the whole character design. He needs to be revamped. And yeah, like, this is one of the guys who actually started it, and now like he's dumbfounded and like shifted the he tries to like shift the narrative, like, oh, like, I just want to ask for, I was just asking, like, why does she look like that? And now, like, the question is that, are you just like here for the game, or are you just like gooning? Brother, just like, this needs to stop, man. Like, this is just low tier rage bait. And if it if he wants to like be happy with it, you know what, just I'll just own it, or everyone just own it. Like, yeah, I'm a gooner, and so what? I love playing this game because I played the first game and I love it, and might as well support the second game. And you know what, I'll wear it. I'll wear it with pride that I am a gooner, as long as the game would come out successfully and the character design of Eevee would be like as it is, as intended for the author. Yeah, I would gladly wear the title of gooner.
Of people, and a lot of people have been commenting on this, saying I don't really get the whole goon bait thing. Maybe I'm too old. Last time I had a crush on a cartoon was 1970 or early 80s. She-Ra and Firestar, kind of looking as kind of silly looking back on it. I said, same. Yeah, the guys in their mid 30s and 40s are desperate about claiming censorship whenever you criticize their goon bait. About time to grow up. And well, I mean, no, I don't think it is one of these things where, it's just like an excuse or whatever, saying, we're getting rid of goon bait, so that's censorship. I mean, it literally is censorship. Like, let's be real, right? Saying to get rid of this kind of stuff is censorship. Like, there's no like
at the same time, we need to gatekeep hard and harder, because we got like we got like incoming games that are getting like censored before they get released. As like the previous video that I made, it's from like Persona 4 Revival. They already bent the knee to the quote unquote modern audience and pretty much like revise the Yosuke voice lines and also the text lines as well. So we need to gatekeep. Like if you got like a favorite game and you got like a favorite upcoming game, it could be like a new game or like an upcoming remake or any type of game that you like. Please gatekeep. Please, like, just like defend your game as you could and call out the usual suspects that they want to like change this part because they find it offensive or too sexualized. Defend your game at all times, because if they succeed to actually change the things that you love, like the things that you like from those games, it's yeah, they won't stop. They won't stop. Like they'll just complain and complain and they'll never stop
Way
until
of
the
getting
game is
around
over.
it. So again, I don't understand these points, right? But obviously, there's been replies saying gate kept, obviously with a picture of Eevee there saying go and tell Rokusho he owes me apology. Doom the Dark Ages destroyed ID software. And obviously people
Bruh.
talk about like people like Alita Battle Angel, right? Saying probably the one area where I push back because I know what it's referencing. And obviously, yeah, the character is 100% inspired by Alita Battle Angel. Like,
Ooh.
you could tell that from a mile away. And obviously they say, and that's further the problem that I should start addressing. The Stellar Blade brand was built by an original character, Eve, and no direct references. And honestly, I don't remember Battle Angel Alita's author saying Alita will feature more appealing outfits. Again, I don't know if this guy like just doesn't understand. You can reference something without.
Nah, he's trying his best to like deflect and rage bait, because that like he started this whole dumpster fire and he's trying to like deflect as much as he could and a little bit of a rage bait as well. But in the truth of the matter is, like, he's facing a losing battle here. Like, he's losing the war, and which is good.
Having to be exactly the same, right? There is 100% a reference to Alita Battle Angel within the character of Eevee, with the whole suit and all of this kind of stuff, even the hairstyle, the short kind of hair. I think that is 100% taken some kind of, design choices and whatever from that, right? It doesn't mean that, you can't just add things onto it, right? It's still its own character within its own right? Eevee is still its
True.
own character. But at the same time, you can still reference something and still it be its own character. Okay, like I don't understand what, like, it's so stupid, right? Like, no direct references. Again, there's 100% references. Every single game studio, anime studio, literally any studio that is creating something uses a mood boards and different kind of
True.
pre-production methods to find what they want their characters to look like. And I can assure you, at least,
Like, all right, here's a little secret that before like any show, video games, or any type of illustrative art, like illustrative production would start, like the pre-production phase will literally take a while, because first thing they gotta like formulate the setting. But the important part is to create a original character that could fit in the said setting. That would lead to mood boarding and looking for references that could like build the appeal. So they're building a character of the things that could, number one, fit the narrative, fit the settings, and like number two, they will try to portray a certain personality or personal like archetype and personal like body type as well. Of course, it's always gotta be the good old fashioned hourglass figure, and also it could be like if the personality is like fierce or strong, yeah, we could add that, because there's already existing like other existing characters with similar archetypes, body types, and personality. So like it's not their fault that uh those existing characters exist and all, like at the same time garner up some following, and like people love those characters, so might as well make somewhat of a reference, like as the like this example right here where like it could be a reference, like Eevee's reference is from Alita right here. uh it could, yeah, like I know like Alita is like a, what is it, like a android or like a bot but modified, you know. But still, like the character, the appeal of it is like her appeal is successful, so I couldn't blame that Shift Up like did a little bit of a reference to Alita that they could make Eevee. It is what it is.
The Battle Angel was probably on that board, whether it's, you know, we're not saying that they're necessarily a character that is like, you know, they've got Alita up on one screen and Eevee up on the other, and they're constantly trying to like look back and forth and keep them as similar as possible. No, they've just taken her design as a kind of inspiration for their character, which is a completely new character, right? So yeah, I mean, that's a little bit weird. And also, by the way, if you got this far in the video, use the hype button. Apparently it's good. I've heard some
Wait,
from
really?
some friends. It helps out. So if you guys want to do that, it'll just be like below. Click the hype button, and yeah, it will help out. So thanks.
What?
Anyways, let's continue. For that, boss, you have to.
Wait, no shot. Like all my years in YouTube, like I never thought there's a hype button. Wait, there is. Where? Huh? Where's the hype button? Bro, am I? Nah.
Assume that Stellar Blade was bad in the first place. The Stellar Blade was a great game. Eve became a symbol of beauty and elegance, but that censorious mob defined by attention span of a parakeet already forgot that. Terrible audience, gaming deserves better.
Yeah.
Which obviously a lot of people have replied to that one, which is pretty interesting, saying, so what did you find personally great about it other than Eve and what people have been raving about all these years? And yeah, I mean, it's kind of insane to be saying like, hey, I don't like the goon bait and whatever within the game, right? And this is also another point that we keep going back on, right? We keep saying that, oh, you know, we don't like the fact it's goon bait, but the thing is, he enjoyed Stellar Blade 1, which I'm gonna be honest was just as bad in terms of like, you know, the gooner type character.
Like recently, like in like this week, I pretty much like played Stellar Blade a bit, and so far I've been really enjoying it. And from what my experience, my initial experience from like the first Stellar Blade game, all I could say that the outfits, it's kind of like showing some skin. Yeah, it's much more suggestive than the Stellar Blade Blood Rain. Like if we could compare Eve and Eevee's like default outfits, I would say that Eve from Stellar, like the first Stellar Blade, is more suggestive. Like it shows like some skin. Unlike Eve right here, like she's literally wearing a bodysuit, like skin tight bodysuit. So yeah, like the first Stellar Blade is more, yeah, it's more suggestive, yes.
And all this kind of stuff, whatever you want to call it, right? It's just as bad, you know. Of course, maybe Stellar Blade and Shift Up are going for something even crazier, right? But still, you know, I would consider Stellar Blade to have a lot of, you know, kind of gooner aspects in it. So I think complaining about it while also saying the first one was so great it's just like confusing, right? Nobody can understand this. Saying, look, I don't know why you're doing this. I don't give a fuck about Shift Up or Blades or whatever it's called. I just don't do a female protagonist like ever. I do think you of all people have the ability to set aside your anger and frustration and just start finding the positive W's. Did he really calling Eevee a positive W for gaming? Come on, a positive W is Mecha Chameleon or a Crimson Desert or Mouse PI. Eevee gaming deserves better. Okay.
Jesus.
Then I'm back to this bullshit. It said, oh, and I'm only just getting warmed up. So go and notify all the faux anti-woke that I'm criticizing their androgynous character. Shift Up still has time to fix that disaster. Again, calling Evie an androgynous character is kind of crazy, considering some of the things that, you know, him and other people have been saying about her. Now she's androgynous, eh? Keep moving the goalpost is probably the only exercise you've ever seen. That's a crazy insult. Saying we really need to reconsider. Sorry, we need to reconsider if mankind really requires his seed. That's funny. Saying the androgynous childlike character in question, how much longer will he continue this grift? Saying the hilarious thing about Yorch is trying to spin the narrative this way, and those who follow me will be able to immediately confirm/verify what I'm saying. For me, it's never been about goombait. In fact, this retarded narrative about sexy women in games is something you spent the last year talking about and arguing about, George. For me, what has always mattered is whether or not characters are being designed in a way that appeals to players. This doesn't mean that every female character has to be, sexualized. She just has to be appealing. Then there's many different ways to achieve that. But if you deliberately make your character look average or ugly without a good reason, you're just gimping your product, and that's retarded. So that's the real problem, which
like especially like during the years, probably like I would say within this within a timeline between like during COVID, so let's say about like 2020, right, until now 2026, like the 6-year timeline. I swear to God, like the designs of every character keeps getting lower and lower. That like they're not hiding it anymore. They're just like purposely making characters ugly. Yeah, like that is just like they're making like main characters ugly, which would like lower the bar. Like at the point where like having normal characters like wearing like cute outfits, or just normal outfits for that matter, they would find it like sexualized or too offensive. It's just they just went bad, you know. Like they just like find it like weird for some reason. Like like don't get me wrong, like before like COVID, like pretty much like 2010s until 2019, we always have those characters where like the default outfits are pretty much like showing skins, or like having like showing the curves. It's been normal, but until the COVID era, like even like they're making the characters more ugly and lowering the fact that like when they see like a normal outfit or normal skin of a female character or protagonist, they will lose their shit. Like, are we for real?
Yorch is too stupid to understand on his own is that there is an obvious and deliberate campaign to make women in games more average, toned down, and sanitized. There is a deliberate agenda to strip characters of even the faintest traces of femininity and sexuality. This is a major problem, not because I want to sit around jerking my blank to the game, but because it's an agenda that is born from political ideology, one that operates in spite of the preferences of consumers. Not only is this bad on its own for reasons that should be obvious, but then again, you're retarded. It's also a giant red flag that tells us this game is probably going to suck blank, because it shows us that creators fundamentally do not give a shit about their players/consumers. Naturally, someone who doesn't care about the consumer is going to have much harder times creating a worthwhile project. So yeah, I mean, it is interesting, right? In the censorious crowd who opposes censorship, I don't think it means what you think it means, right? And yeah, obviously he's going around saying it's the censorious crowd, which again, that's the opposite of what people want, right? I think it's neither, and you are a grifting retard. Your whole argument hinges on one frame outside of an entire trailer, which, by the way, even that with that frame, you're wrong as always. Then calling other people censorious when you're the one actively pushing for censorship. So yeah, a lot of people pushing back against that. And again, I think it's just one of these things where, I don't know, like these points just don't make any sense. And there's a lot of different holes and loops within these arguments, especially going back as to like old opinions as well, that just keep on getting picked apart. And it's kind of just like, you know, it's just like watching someone get ripped apart, really, right? And it's sometimes it's entertaining, but sometimes it's just like, oh my god, bro, like do we really need to be doing this? But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. All right. The closing is that like users like this like first started the whole like criticizing the way Eevee looks, and now they're just backtracking and spinning the narrative where this quote-unquote censorious crowd, brother, like what do you mean we're censorious crowd? Yo, we're not the one who's trying to like change how trying to revamp Eevee's looks. It's the other quote unquote modern audience and tourists, and probably you, the grifter, would want to change how Eevee looks because you have a problem. And just like when you see Eevee's design, the only thing that you think about is a childlike. What is wrong with you? Like the first thing that comes up in your mind is a child, huh? And then when you connect to it, like when you think of a child, you will connect to something sexual. Like, are you for real? Like, maybe we should check your PC, buddy, or check your phone, because it's kind of sus that you will think about it in the first place. So yeah, it's kind of crazy that like the first people who started this whole like debacle starting to, you know, like a little bit of backtrack a little bit and trying to save face what they created. But yeah, like he's trying his best to, you know, to save face, trying to backpedal a little bit. But at the end of the day, like I think he's trying to like do this because he's got like the blue check mark, and yeah, he's just farming some hate comments, and just to, like, you know, just to cash in with Twitter. Yeah, like he's trying to cash in just to farm some rage baits. But yeah, hopefully the like I'm still waiting for like the release of Stellar Blade Blood Rain, because I am excited, and also like I'm still continuing playing the original Stellar Blade. It'll be fun.